The New Champion of Shazam, issue number 3. If you wanted to find a reason why the comic book world isn't just, it's that this is only a 4-issue mini. Not even a 5, not even a 6. We couldn't get it up there. It's a good book. Please read this book. I think it's well worth it. Artwork is fantastic. The writing is sharp. This issue, probably controversial to a certain group of people out there. But we'll get to it. Let's get into it. You know, it's fun. We kind of recap a bit. Mary finds a list of missing people that could be anybody from anywhere. She doesn't really know who they are. She's trying to find her parents. Finds that there's a lot more people missing. She has this weird magical triangle thing that she doesn't understand. Starting to draw like the connection that maybe the thing that is taking people away and making them missing is related to the magic. Hard to say. As she's doing some research, she falls asleep and wakes up to find Darla trying to talk to her. Like, hey, let me help. I kind of know what I'm doing, but first, you probably don't want to look online. What's happening online? Guess what? Mary got memed. That's right, the new Shazam is memed, and it's good. Why are you running? They're using the why are you running meme. That's an actual meme. And they're calling her Lady Shazam or Girl Shazam because we're so original in our lives, aren't we? Mary don't got time for this. She's a little upset by it, and she's like, well, it's just memes, right? It's not like anybody else is talking about it. Nope, the news is talking about it. The news is trying to come up with a name for a Girl Shazam. And then, like, maybe you shouldn't read the comments online about people talking about stuff. Because guess what? People are terrible. And there's some comments appearing. We'll talk about a few of them. Philadelphia doesn't need a Shazam. LOL, Black Adam would kick her butt. What's the other Lightning guy? Way better. The only hero I recognize is Gritty. Like, okay, Philadelphia loves Gritty. We get it. Again, very poignant. In an era where She-Hulk just ended on television, it's good to have a female-led book that's calling out men who would get uncomfortable by the fact that she's a woman doing the thing a man did before. I think that's great. And it works for this character because she was never a Shazam before. Now she's officially the Shazam title. She is the Shazam. So it makes sense that that's how the world would react. Again, Darla is trying to help her out on the case. Mary keeps pushing her aside like, it's fine. You don't need to do this. I'll take care of this, okay? So Mary goes back to her community college. She's trying to study a little bit on this weird triangle thing she found. She found some weird skin cells on it that look vaguely human, but she can't make out what it is. And as she is studying again, who walks in but her teacher, Dr. G, and you know what? She's the villain, isn't she? She's the villain, right? So she gives Mary the opportunity to be like her TA assistant for her new research idea, like a big thing she's doing in one of her studies, because all of her other students are growing up and like graduating from college. She needs somebody to kind of come in and help her. We get a little bit of backstory. She was like a smart woman at Harvard. She was one of the first people at Harvard, and she was like finding remnants of ancient Babylon from fragments of myths and legends of Ishtar and her fellow goddesses of plague and war. You get that. She was disgraced out of the circle. She became bitter and angry. Now she works at a community college. She's the villain. I'm calling it now. She's going to be the villain. So Mary's given the opportunity. She's excited about it. She's like, okay, can't wait to see what that's going to do. Walks out of the room. Walks right into Eugene, and they get into a conversation. He finds the missing people poster she's holding. He's like, oh, the Sunshine Man's missing? The Sunshine Man's a guy on campus that calls everybody Sunshine. He's missing too. Another girl is missing. She's down at the station because there's a station that he takes everywhere. And it's like, oh, Mary's now got a new lead to figure out what's going on. So she's headed down to the station in classic superhero disguise, a ball cap and big jacket. Who's going to recognize her then? You know? Perfect. Comes down to the station, finds a tent city being put up there. And who is one of the chiefs of this tent city? Uncle Marv, or you might know him. His name's Dudley, but everybody just calls him Uncle Marv. That's a fun reference. I like that. You know, because Dudley's the name of that mean kid from the Wizard book. I'm like, that's kind of fun. That's a cool little joke. I can support that. I can support that. Very fun. And he lays down some exposition. No one really cares about us. Some of us keep going missing, and it's still happening. You know, more people have gone missing. He shows her like a stack of missing peoples that he's made. There is a bunch of them in there, more than you would be expecting. It's kind of scary. You're like, oh shit, that is a lot of people that are missing. That is not well. What's going on there? How is that happening? He's trying to figure it out, but doesn't really know. nothing is really working out the way they want it to. It's kind of scary. He's like, well, the cops don't care. Nobody really cares when an unhoused person goes missing. But Mary cares because she's a good girl. She wants to make sure everybody's okay and gets through the situation. It's like, we can go look through Sonny's stuff. He's got a lot of access to these other things because he's kind of like the most adventurous of us. You know, he's got like ID cards and snap cards and job applications. Maybe he'll be able to help us, you know, get some information we need. But as they're doing that, the community is attacked by this weird guy in a big jacket. His skin is very pale. His eyes are glowing blue. And before Dudley, or Uncle Marv, I should say, can even figure out how to get Mary out of there, she Shazams out, gets into a fight with this guy. And this is where we see what this weird dude's powers are. His mouth is kind of glowing this weird color, and he uses words as a weapon. So we see, like, what a piece of utter trash fall onto Mary, and suddenly she is attacked by all these different words. You know, she's attacked by what people are saying about her online. I hate her. She's just doing it for attention. She's stupid. I'm so sick of girls getting the spotlight, using these words as a weapon. I love it. It's so intense and kind of scary. I love the one that says, nobody asking for this. She thinks she's better than everybody. I love this. Like, that is very creative. And it kind of ends with the words, why don't you just go kill yourself? And she's catatonic for a minute. I'm like, what the hell? How did that get into, like, this book? I guess because nobody at, like, the top levels of DC is paying attention to this 4-issue mini. So they can just be like, here you go. Crazy Shazam lady. I love it. But she pushes through. Because Mary is a Shazam, she pushes through and tells the guy to shut up and cracks the phone that is hanging on his chest, destroying his power. And she's starting to figure out where it might be coming from. But she walks back into her home. And it's a nice little moment. You know what? I kind of like it. She's tired. She's exhausted. Darla is so eager to help her on the case. She's like, Darla, it's not the time. Just leave it. It's not. Just leave it back. They get into a fight because Darla's like, but you're home now. We can do this together. She's like, don't you get it? I never wanted to come back. Yelling at her little sister. And Darla runs upstairs angry and sad. And there's nothing that Mary can do to stop that. Kind of sad, isn't it? Then you see, she's doing a little bit more research at night, maybe figuring out some answers. Oh yeah, she knows where they are because Mrs. G has them. I'm almost certain of it. Perfect. But guess what happened in that time as well? The next morning they wake up, all the kids come out. They're like, Darla's missing. We don't know where she is. Where is Darla? So where is Darla? She's solving the case because she too is about to figure out the answers to everything we've been going on about. And guess what? A big crocodile is stalking her because she's going to the medical study done by Dr. G. And you're like, of course she is. You introduced this character and she's obviously the bad guy. Makes sense to me. Dope ass stuff, man. And that's where the book ends, and it's good. I'm liking this book still. The artwork is great. Doc Shane are doing some great work here. As always, it looks fantastic. I love the way Mary looks. Just beautifully constructed. She's a very well put together character. You can do so much of her facial expressions and change her style up a bit, but it still works so much, and she looks so much like the character in each panel. I love it. This book is, I guess, a sleeper hit at DC. It's kind of like unfair, but it's kind of true. Using words about nobody liking a girl to like render her weak. It's interesting. Like, that's actually an idea I understand. I think it's creative. It's kind of fun, kind of creative. It's a smart book. And I wish it was a more talked about piece in the world. Who's to say, though? Maybe it will be. Maybe I'm just missing something, but no, it's good. It's very fun. Please check it out. Please check it out. So the new champion of Shazam, issue number 3, I am going to give a 9 out of 10. So thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.